Alright, so A Good Day to Die Hard. Well, how was this movie? Let me tell you. A Good Day to Die Hard is a good film. Seriously, I loved it. Me and my late loved this movie. It was a good film. Now, let me explain my reasons why. Okay? First of all, the story. The story revolves around Jack McClane, or John McClane Jr., who is a CIA operative, and he's on a mission, of course. That involves him assassinating his target. He is caught. John McClane later learns about this, not the fact that he's a CIA operative, but the fact that he's been caught and then going to be on trial for basically what he thinks is a murder, goes to Russia or Moscow to help him out. As he arrives at the courthouse, of course, the bad guys are there, and of course they break out the person that they were trying to get out, but not by choice. So you think, okay? Because this movie has like 3 different twists, I count. Okay. Now, everybody's kept bitching and complaining about this movie, about it's not a Die Hard film. It's just a generic action movie. I can see where they're coming from, but I'm gonna call it a Die Hard movie. Okay. They say they only heard like the fuck word like 6 or 7 times. I counted like 15 times that F word was used in this movie. Yeah, it should have been PG-13 because there really was not much blood or violence. But again, I'm not in it for the blood and violence. I'm in it because it's Die Hard. Okay, Die Hard is just funny. It's just a movie you go to laugh at and have a good time with and want to figure out what the story is. And you have to really pay attention to the story in this film, because if you don't, then you're going to be confused and you're not going to get a damn thing that's going on. Okay? That's why when I get to a movie, I don't talk. Okay? My mind stays focused. I have to stay focused on this so I can know what the fuck's going on. Do I know what the fuck's going on? Yes, I know what the fuck's going on. Okay? Let me tell you. I'm not going to spoil it or anything, but I'm going to tell you to the best of my ability of the way I review my movies to tell you what's up. Okay? So once John McClane eventually runs into Jack, Jack is such a douchebag. He reminds me of me to my mother, okay? Because I do despise my mother. It's not the way you think. It's a whole nother meaning in that whole nother chapter I don't want to talk about because it's fucked up. It really is. And I will never forgive her for this. And so, Jack is almost like that, but to his father, because his father was never around or nothing like that. So he's like, yeah, you're never around. You're not my father. When was the last time you met my father? And all that stuff. But when John McClane has a chit-chat with the person he helped escape the explosion, he kind of figures out what's going on and slowly but surely tries to get back in his good graces. Okay. Now, as for the villains point of view, there's like 3 main villains. I count 3 main villains, but there's only one that sticks out in the whole movie that you see the most. Okay, I'm not gonna say who, but because that's the whole twist of the fucking film. So the main 2 villains you see mainly, not the most but the least, is this weird guy that wants to be like this dancer, or he wanted to be a dancer. It's like that's why I don't like dancing. I'm not the best dancer. That's why I hate Americans, like, okay. And then you have this biker chick that shows up. Yeah, that's about all she does for right now. And then when her purpose is later revealed, then you have John and Jack versus this girl and her father. Who's her father? I can't really tell you because yeah. And so a lot of people say the villain you won't really remember because there's so many of them. There's only really one main villain, and there's a fall guy. One of them is the fall guy. One of them is the main bad guy to that biker chick. Okay, and when you figure it out, you're gonna be like, oh, okay, I see. That makes sense. Okay, and there's a lot of things going on with this file, but it wasn't really about the file at all. The file was just like this little sting. What's really about it? Well, it's money. Okay, money buys everything. Okay, and when Jack later realizes that what looks like a betrayal to the girl and her father kind of sets him back on his good graces to his father's side. But when he later finds out it's all a bunch of bullshit, he's like, okay, fuck this. But I'm still gonna be loyal to my father because he is my father after all, which is fair enough. But yeah. Anyway, A Good Day to Die Hard. Not the best in the series, but it was a good time. The only two things I don't like about it: one, it's 97 minutes. It's an hour and 37 minutes in length. Okay. Two, because it's 97 minutes, we don't really get that much character development between John and John Jr. At this point, I'm calling him John Jr. You'll see why if you see the movie. That would have been interesting to see how father and son would have bonded. And then towards the end, I would have loved to see all three, father, son, and daughter, talk a little bit. But they just have them walk into the distance and the camera freezes and stuff like that. But you get what you get in this movie. You get good action. Damn good action because it never stops. A story that will confuse people if they don't pay attention. You really, really need to pay attention. Okay? It's Die Hard. I know you're not supposed to pay attention that much to Die Hard. Pay attention. Pay attention. Okay? You'll understand why to pay attention when you go to a movie. That's why when you go to the movies, you can't just go to the movie and expect, oh, this is going to be good, this is going to be good, this is going to be great, this is going to be awesome, this is going to be stupid. You have to fucking watch the movie first. A Good Day to Die Hard is one of these movies, is a see it yourself films. I'm trying to say, you literally have to see this film for yourself to figure out what you think about it. Me, I watched everybody's review, almost everybody's reviews. There's a lot more out there now, but I watched a couple of them. All of them shitted on A Good Day to Die Hard. Only one man loved A Good Day to Die Hard. Well, now two because of me. Lex Express loved A Good Day to Die Hard, and I see why he loves A Good Day to Die Hard. And I know it's directed by John Moore, and I know John Moore did the fucking Max Payne movie. I fucking hate that movie. Well, I just fucking hate Mark Wahlberg in general. Okay, so he was a bad choice to play Max Payne and Nathan Drake. Okay, so that's understandable. Hitman, I like the Hitman movie. That was a good movie. He didn't direct it, but the other half of the crew was involved with the Hitman project. So they are making a second Hitman, by the way, so I can't wait for that. But in the end, A Good Day to Die Hard is a B minus. Okay, B minus the character development between father and son. That would have been a little bit better to have that extra 40 minutes of bonding time between them to make it a full like 2 hours or an hour and 50 some minutes, but I'll say like 2 hours at this point. If we add an additional 40 minutes to an hour and 37 minute movie, that's 2 hours and 10 minutes basically. So yeah, B minus for A Good Day to Die Hard. Not a bad movie, not the best one. I still say 1 and Live Free or Die Hard is the two best ones so far. Third would be the second. Fourth would be Die Hard with a Vengeance, and this one is the fifth. So, yeah. But I'm about to talk about the sixth one now, because the sixth one has been titled and it has been dated. Not month, but the year. So, yeah. See y'all in a minute.